I've been sitting here for 5 minutes talking to this camera and didn't even hit the go live button yet. For 5 minutes before I realized I was going, why ain't nobody coming up here? What's going on? And sure was. I was just talking away. But I posted a video earlier tonight, and it's just a submission video. Hey, CVA, what's going on, buddy? Yep, J Dog, top dog in my world, buddy. J Dog is in the house. Lance McCougar, hello, hello. You guys, I was going to come on real quick tonight because we've gotten a few packages in the mail. We wanted to go ahead and bring them out and show people. So it's a lot easier to tell people how much you appreciate what they're doing for you, for me, than it is, because I'm not a computer genius, and when you have to email a whole bunch of people and stuff, it gets kind of hectic for a feller like me. But we're gonna go through, and Van, my brother, what's up? Hey, I appreciate you hanging with me there tonight, as long as you did, because I can tell you what, I was watching. You were looking beat. You look like you hadn't slept in days, but you hung in there and you hung tough, brother. I appreciate you. Dale's Hey Slip, welcome, welcome. We're fixing to open up some packages and show y'all some of the goodies we got. But as I was saying, I put up a video earlier today, but all it is a my submission to a giveaway that Sunfish King and Off the Hook Outdoors are doing. They're doing a giveaway on a YouTube, like a little studio thing. It's some YouTube equipment, and so I had to submit a video to do that. So anybody that wants to get in that, by the way, if you want to try to get that equipment, you just go check out their channel and check it out. Okay, Scott Swift just sent me a message, says he's on his way. We got, what, 8 people in here. We're fixing to start opening some stuff up. They can catch up if they have to. But full disclosure, I already popped boxes open and looked in there. But I ain't took nothing out of the packages yet. We're going to do that together. Okay? And I do have another video that I'm editing right now, or in the process of editing. It's going to be a little short video from up at Baldwin Lake when I was up there with Jerry Parker, Fishing in Freedom, Josh the Weekend Angler, Jello, several of them up there. And they all did videos on it. And I thought, well, you know what? They got it covered. But I'm just going to throw a little short clip in there that I thought was pretty cool that I'm going to do. Down East Tackle, I'm glad you're here, because you are going to be a primary topic tonight, brother. Absolutely you are. Chucky Morgan, Joy Stewart. Okay, we got enough people watching. Let's start going through some of this stuff. Tim Donna, hello, hello. Okay, and like I said, I've already cracked some of these boxes open. Annette Morgan, hello. Lance McCougar, hi, hi, hi. I've already cracked the box open. God, I'm repeating myself. What is it? My wife kicked me out here in the camper, and all I got going right now is a little bitty space heater. Right? Is that the window or is that the space heater? I don't know, but it's freaking cold out here. But I ain't wearing no coat to do no show. Jello, hello, hello. Tim Donna. All right, y'all, let's get started. Because I said this ain't going to be very long. I'm going to do this real quick and we're going to get out of here, okay? Because I know there's a lot of other people that was going live tonight. I waited for Muskrat Adventures to be over before I came in here. I've been sitting watching him, and I said, the minute he goes off, I'm getting up there. But I think we still got Chunky is live, and Catfish Terry is live streaming. It's all mine. Michelle, hello, hello, you wonderful, wonderful person. I got to quit beating on that table because it probably sounds like guns going off on her. We got 13 people in here. That's my lucky number. Let's get started. Okay. First off, I already tore the package open. But this one is from Becca Mudtramp. Okay. This is from whenever I was in Jeremy Tournament Packs, his tournament. That night that I was sitting out there like an idiot and the rain was pouring on my head and everything. And I actually won that night. And thank God, because I need it for CatCon. But we got a $100 Visa card from Becca Mud Tramp. Becca, that's going to come in really, really handy because I'm going to CatCon broke minus $100. I have $100 on me now. I'll bet to buy something. My wife told me, said, you might have to take some bologna sandwiches or some bologna and put it in the hotel refrigerator if you want to eat. I ain't that bad off, y'all. We're just really tight with money, or she is. I go out and work, and money goes into the bank, and she gets it and tells me what I can spend and what I can't spend. And that keeps us from being broke. It just really cuts down on my fun, to be honest with you. So we got a $100 gift card, or it's not. It's a what was it? It's a $100 Visa card from Becca. Okay, and we won that on that. Man, if y'all was watching that night, Becca and them did that crazy wheel. That was one of the most fun ways to do a giveaway that I have ever seen. Ever. Okay. The way she did that was just phenomenal. And she had her zonks up there and all that stuff. It was a really good way to do it. Don, how you doing, buddy? Let's get on into this because I've got some more stuff going on. Now, on that same night, I'm going to set that one to the side for now. On that same night, when Becca was doing the wheel spinning, Scott Swift and Joy Stewart, they won the prize. And it was a PC Fun tackle bag. And I guess they felt sorry for my stupid butt because I was sitting out there fishing in the freezing, pouring, cold rain, which, I mean, that was my own choice. Ain't nobody got to feel bad about that. I did it to myself, but you know what? I'd do it again. Fishing John, what's up? And yeah, I would do it again and again and again. Y'all know me. I'm stupid. But anyways, they won a PC Fun tackle bag, and whenever they were talking to Becca, they said give it to Danny, and so I've already cut the seal on it, but we haven't unpacked anything yet. All these things are so cool. I gotta get rid of those because my grandkids find them, my wife will kill me. So in that box is this. I'm gonna lay that right there. This tackle bag, and I'm gonna tell you something. This is really going to come in handy for me because if you guys ever watched, I mean, I know a lot of you have, the old Bill Dance shows with Bill Dance used to go fishing all the time, and he had that big old giant two-tone plain old tackle box. I still carrying that thing. I still got one. You open the lid up and it possum bellies out of her, and it's got all stuff. That's what I'm still using. That tackle box I've had since I was 16 years old. So I've had that tackle box for 40 years, and I'm still using it this day. But it's getting kind of awkward to carry it around with all the weights and stuff. So Joy and Scott gave me this. Oh my God, dude! It's got a shoulder strap. Let's see if I can get up here. You don't see this. What is that fog in the back? Is this place on fire? So it's got a shoulder strap there, and I'll have to lift that buckle all the way out because it's supposed to go around your belly. And they got that set up for somebody way smaller than me. It will go out to my big fat belly, though. I promise you it will. Maybe that light needs to go off. Let's see. No, that's not it. Let's try that one. Is that better? There we go. So, PC Fun tackle bag. I'm going to load this thing up, and I'm going to load it up starting tonight. But I'll work on it tomorrow and get it set up perfect. Man, there's all kinds of compartments in here. This is everything. It's going to make it so much easier because where I've been fishing out on the Mississippi River, there's times that I'm fishing way down the river from off the road, and you have to carry all that gear in there, okay? And I'm having to make 2 or 3 trips. And this, it will cut it down to at least 2 trips because I'm not carrying so much. And if I pack it right, it'll cut it down to 1 trip. Uncle Lou, hello, hello. Okay, so we got the $100 Visa card from Becca Mud Tramp. We've got the PC Fun tackle bag from Scott Swift and Joy Stewart. God bless y'all. I love you both. They're like family to me. Every time I ever do a live stream, Scott and Joy are there. Now, I want to get into this because this guy here has talked to me about being a sponsor for my channel, and he makes some really cool stuff, and I'm going to show it to you tonight because he sent me a bunch of stuff to try out, and just already looking at it, I know it's going to be great. Okay, because like I said, I cracked the box open. I haven't opened the packages yet, but from Down East Tackle, make sure I don't show any right there. Down East Tackle. We got this package right here. Now, this was specifically packed for me because I told him the kind of stuff I do. And any of y'all that know me know that my number one thing is catfish, okay? No secret. Especially big blue catfish. That's the ones I go after. Don't mean I catch them. It's mean I go after. Hi, Lisa Elliott. Ronnie Moore. What's going on, buddy? But I go after catfish. But also, if you know me, you know that I travel to Florida at least twice a year. And I do a lot of saltwater fishing, specifically for sharks and some of them toothy critters down there. So Down East Tackle packed me up a box of stuff that he makes. You guys need to check his channel out and go look and see, because he shows you while he's making this stuff. And I know something about saltwater rigs. Okay. Lance McCoo guy, I guarantee you he does too. So he'll be on here telling me that I'm wrong if I am, but I promise you he's not going to tell me I'm wrong tonight because this guy knows what he's doing. But just some of the extras that he threw in here. And thank God, man, I was fixing to go to the store and buy some more hooks because I've snagged a bunch of logs Sunday and I lost all my hooks and sinkers and stuff. But he sent me this pack here is full of I got fingernails. I ought to be able to pop that open. This pack here is full of hooks, and J Dog will appreciate this because he's been telling me to downsize my hooks. I've been using 8, 10, and 11-aught hooks, but he sent me a whole pack of them here. Of I'm going to say that's probably a 6-aught hook. And man, you talking about razor blade sharp. I'm not sure what brand those are. But he sent me a pack of hooks. Okay. I'm going to set them to the side. He sent me some heavy. Now, these are for like, I'm telling you, you get down to saltwater fishing, and they're good for big catfish. He sent me some of these heavy barrel swivels. These things ain't no joke. I mean, you don't get these at Walmart. I mean, these are the heavy-duty swivels. I can't really get that up there where y'all can see it, right? I'm not good at camera work. Anyways, that is a big swivel right there. There's that end of it. There's that end of it. And he sent me a whole pack of those. We're getting to the good stuff. Hold on. This is good stuff. But we're getting to the really good stuff here in a minute. Trust me. Hey, Roger, watch your show tonight, buddy. Matter of fact, I said I wasn't doing nothing until people was messaging me and says, "Are you going live tonight?" And I said, "Man, I ain't doing squat till Roger's off there." I'm gonna tell you something. And he had Tim on there. Yeah, like I'm gonna mess with that. And he sent me a whole bunch of these snaps right here. Trying to figure out where y'all see it. Oh, hell, that helps. He sent me a whole pack of those, which I need. It's time for the good stuff, the really good stuff that he got. Like I said, don't y'all forget, this is all coming from Down East Tackle. And he's talked to me about sponsoring my channel and stuff and everything. So, I don't want to show y'all that one yet because I'm saving that one and I'm saving that one. So let's just get into some of these. Let's get them all out here. Okay, we'll set that box to the side. These are the rigs that he makes right here. Okay. Well, that glare is just killing me. And I'll take some of them out of the package here in a minute, but it's got different color beads on it. These are the red ones. And what kind of rigs he got going on here? This one's here's a little different. Let's get one of these out of here. I'm going to show y'all some of the rigs he makes. Now, a lot of these I'm going to be using in Florida because these are heavy built for toothy critters. Okay. But I'm going to say that is a 36-inch leader going down to the snap for your weight. And that line right there ain't no joke on that leader. I'll tell you that right now. Down East, are you in here? Can you tell me, I don't want to look stupid and guess at what pound that leader is, but I guarantee you that's way over 100-pound leader. I guarantee it. Now, here's the key thing that I want to point out to y'all. Okay? It's like I said, I'm not an expert in any area of fishing, but I do know a few things about a few things. And one thing I know about is he's crimped. You see how he's crimped that line to build that and that swivel on there and coming down to the hook here. And he's even got the hooks crimped on there. Okay. Now we're going to talk about these crimps. Down in Florida, I buy rigs and those guys will crimp the very end of that and smash it down, and it creates a sharp edge there that when you hook into a big old bull shark or I haven't gotten any tiger sharks in. I've hooked them. I've never landed one. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I have. I have landed a lot of bull sharks. I've landed black tips, mostly black tips. I've landed a few, well, a lot of the Atlantic shark nose and the bonnet heads, which are the smaller species. The bonnet heads and Atlantic shark nose, I don't think they get bigger than like 3 feet. 3 feet for them is a huge shark. But you start getting into the black tips and you start getting into 5-footers, and of course you get into bullheads, you know, you're getting up to a 9-foot shark. Okay. But talking about these crimps. Now, down there in Florida, if you buy one of these crimp ones and they crimp the very end of it, it'll smash it down and it will cut into that leader. Now, what he's doing, I'll see if I can bring where I can see it. He crimps inside of it here. Okay, right there. And it flares that out and opens it up to where it's like a cup. When you see that, if you buy a heavy saltwater rig, you look at that rig. If they've got it crimped on the end to smash down on the very end of it, it's junk. Don't buy it because it's going to break. It's going to be abrasive on that line, and you will break off eventually. Which these rigs, once you start hooking up on sharks, they're only going to go a few times before enough teeth rub on them that they're going to be messed up. That being said, this rig's not for sharks. Okay, we're going to get there. But always when you have any kind of crimp rigs like this, check that if somebody's making them for you. If they smash the very end of it and smash that down, stay away from them. They're not crimped properly. Down East is in here. Stay away from the improper crimp rigs. Yes, sir. I know that. I have learned it. It's not something somebody's told me. Okay? It's something that's happened to me. I've had time after time after time after time of buying crappy rigs down in Florida, and they would crimp the end of it, and it will cut that cotton picking leader when you get a big fish on there. He crimps them on the inside. It creates a cup because it flares it out, and it protects that rig. So there's one of our rigs there that he made for us that's going to be, I'm going to say that's kind of like a Kentucky rig, but it's a single drop. Or is a Kentucky rig a double drop? Is a Kentucky rig always a double drop? I don't know. But that's a single drop rig. Okay? With swivel that goes around. And you snap on the end for your weight. That being said, if I use these on the river where I'm going to use them at, there's a lot of rocks. What I'm probably going to do is not snap the weight directly onto this fish in the Mississippi, because it'll break my main line before it'll break this. I'll probably tie a lighter leader on here, about 6 or 8 inches long, a real light leader coming off this, and then put my weight on there. That's for the Mississippi River. When I go to Florida, I'm not changing anything about this rig. I'm going to put that weight on the end down there, and I'm going to throw it out there, and I'm going to see what happens. And I pretty much tell you what's going to happen. But that's going to be on another show coming up soon. But anyways, and now he's got here also, he made me up a whole bunch of these double drop rigs. Let me find an empty package. I want to put them back up. This is a double rig, I think. He already put 2 of them in one pack. Let's see. Man, doggone, man, that's some heavy line there. Is that 2 rigs or is that 1? Once you get these all straightened out, it ain't that bad, but that's definitely a double rig. So I've got the swivel here. It is crimped properly the way it's supposed to be inside, not on the end. You got a bead, and a swivel, and going down to a crimped hook. He crimps the hooks on her too. So there's one hook up next to the swivel. We go down a little ways. And holy crap, I got more going on here than I thought. There's your next rig, set up the same way, same hook, down a little lower. Let's keep going. Look what this boy done did. We got a 3rd hook. Man, he's going to have me throwing some baits out there. So that's a triple hook rig right there. I got to do it that way so you can see it. 3 drops on it, ending in a crimped swivel, snap swivel for your weight. That one there is definitely going, I'm going saltwater on that because I'm thinking probably some big redfish on that. And I wouldn't be afraid to go after, any of y'all know about saltwater fishing. If you've ever hooked a bluefish, okay, if you don't think those things bite, stick your finger in their mouth. Because you'll only do it 10 times and you won't do it no more. That'll be the last time you do it. That's a triple hook rig right there that he made. This is from Down East Tackle. You guys have got to check him out. Okay? And he did them all in assorted colors. I got the single drop rigs. He used different color beads on them. As a matter of fact, as I'm looking at this, I'm just noticing, oh, that is so cool what he has done. Correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm looking at here. And different size hooks. There's one with a bigger hook. And for a minute there, I thought he used color-coded beads to show if it was a single drop, double drop, or triple drop. But he put different color beads on all of them. Okay? But man, he sent me a whole cotton picking. I can't even pick them all up. There's tons of them here. There. So, Down East Tackle, one of my new sponsors. This is the one I'm excited about. And what aggravates me is I was supposed to go to Florida in May, and I had a trip scheduled for August. But my wife regulates my trips quite diligently. Because, like I said, she's my finance officer. She tells me how much money I can spend, how far I can go, and how many times I can go there. But I had a trip scheduled for Florida in May, and I had one set up for August. Well, since I'm going to CatCon in February, little Miss Stingy Butt canceled my Florida trip in May. She says, you're not going to CatCon and Florida in May and Florida in September. So what she did, she canceled my Florida trip for May, and she gave me CatCon. And I already talked to him about it. So J-Dog knows that I canceled a trip to Florida to come and meet J-Dog, Lee, and all the rest of y'all, and Jody, and all. I canceled Florida to come and see you guys. That's how much y'all mean to me, that I'd give up Florida, and I did. But I am going to Florida. She moved my trip from she moved it from September to August, which I don't know why that she's trying to be mean to me, because it's going to be absolutely miserable hot down there. But I ramble a lot and I get off track. This is the point I'm making. This is what I'm excited about, because I am going to Florida in August. We're going after some big sharks. Down East Tackle hooked me up, because this is a beast of a shark rig right here. I'm going to show you something. Now, I won't be testing this one out on the Mississippi River. I can assure you of that. But we've got, man, you talking about heavy duty. These things are like, I can hook this to my truck and pull it out of the ditch. We've got probably, I'm going to say that's over 100-pound leader, starting out with your swivel, crimped properly. See how he made a cup on the end? I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I apologize. My camera work is not very good. But see, that end's not closed up. You see how it's open? It forms a cup that leader line can turn in and not grind down on. So you've got the swivel, properly crimped there, going on over 100-pound leader, coming down, and then it comes to another snap here. Now here's the thing on this snap, that's where you're going to put your weight, right there. And I'm going to be throwing a monster weight on there because this is going out in the ocean for big fish. Not the ocean, the Gulf. I'm sorry. But look what we got going on here. After you do that snap, and it goes from the 100-pound leader, or however big. What, 300 pound? Oh my God. Boy, I don't know crap about leader wire. That's a 300-pound monofilament leader. You can pull your truck out with it. Go into a snap to put your weight on. Now look at this. What is the, let me back up because he's telling me here. It'll hold up 12-ounce weight, 16-ounce. This is number 15 wire. That's wire. I'm still pulling through my finger. Keep going, keep going. That wire leader. Now I'm going to look at you. I want to show you something on the end of this. That thing ain't no freaking joke. That is a shark hook, son. I ain't kidding you. That's a shark hook. But Down East Tackle sent me this, and he sent me a lot of it. And there's another shark rig right there. So he sent me 2 awesome shark rigs. I've got all these other rigs here. I am going to try some of these out for catfish. Absolutely. You'll be seeing those real soon. We're going to throw, matter of fact, for any of y'all know me and you know my big 16-foot rod, you know Black Betty. Black Betty's going to get to test some of these out. Boy, I am going to have a time getting that wire leader back in that package because that thing is like a loaded spring on a bear trap. That thing gets you. Okay? That's going to be fun getting that back in that package. Matter of fact, we're going to do that after we shut down because the last thing y'all need to see is me to get that through the palm of my hand. It'll be bad. Anybody want to come up here and look and ask me any questions about Down East Tackle or stuff like that? He can even come up if he wants to. Let me drop you a link here. Like I said, we're not going to do this very long. I just wanted to come and show y'all what we had going on. There we go. Did I get it? Yes, I did. So if Scott or any of y'all will come over Down East, if you want to come up, Lance McCoo guy. Hey, Lance, why don't you pop up here, brother? Because Lance is another one that has a whole lot of experience in this. But man, I missed the mark on that by a long shot. 300-pound leader wire line on that. 300-pound mono. I'll ask a question. What is your go-to weight while fishing a lake with little flow? Dink, I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't fish lakes. I don't fish lakes at all because nothing. I'm not going to talk bad about lakes. I'm just going to say this. I fished the Mississippi River all my life. And I fished some of the small rivers right here, like the St. Francis, the Black River, and stuff like that. I fished nothing but rivers all my life. So, that being said, if you put me on a lake, I know diddly squat. I cannot catch fish on a lake. I can go out there and get crappie. But catfishing, I can tell you the only way that I can catch catfish on a lake and people don't like it is if I go out there with a boat and throw out about 30 jug lines and chase them all day long. But fishing with a rod and reel on a lake, I have zero knowledge of that. I'm no good at it. I could probably catch some fish, but I'm not going out there knowing what I'm doing. You know, if I catch a catfish on a lake, it's dumb luck. But you put me on a river, and I can hold my own. I mean, I'm not Tim Scott good or Lyle Stokes good, but I can hold my own on a river. But on a lake, if you ever want to challenge me to something that you can just whoop the dog snot out of me on, challenge me to a lake challenge. Because I can promise you, I'll just say, you win. Can't do it. Me on the brand new scene. Asking. Yeah, don't ask me nothing about lakes. There's a lot of guys out there that's got a whole lot more experience about lakes than me. I have zero experience on lakes. Unless you're crappie fishing. I can go crappie fish on a lake. But going after catfish, I suck at it. Let's jump up and talk about them rigs. I would like for him to. Down east, would you come up? I don't think I've ever seen him get up on anybody's live streams. But you guys go check out, seriously, go check out his channel. And look at some of the rigs he's making and stuff. It's Down East Tackle. Matter of fact, let me get one of these cards out of here, because he packs all of his stuff. I mean, he does the packaging well. And it's got Down East Tackle. I don't know if you guys can read his email address, but it's pretty simple. DownEastTackle@gmail.com. You guys check out his channel. If you'd like to get some of these rigs, email him. And I'm going to tell you something. He makes them every day. He makes all kinds of stuff. And you need to go check him out and see what he's got. Okay? I'm definitely gonna be checking these out. Hopefully this weekend I can get some of these. I'm gonna call them Kentucky rigs, because I don't know what else to call them, because I don't use Kentucky rigs, but they're double drop rigs with the weight on the bottom. So that's what you guys call a Kentucky rig, I assume. Okay? We're gonna throw some of them this weekend. All right, here we go. Get somebody up here that knows something going. There we go. There's the man.
Hey, what's up?
Let's talk about this stuff. Let's talk about it, because you know what? I know how to use them, but I'm not very good at explaining them.
All right, yep. Hold up a fish finder rig. I labeled every box for you.
Do what?
Hold up a fish finder rig. I labeled the boxes for you.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing labels on it. It says DownEastTackle@gmail.com. I'm not seeing anything else on here, brother.
Go to the ones with the beads and the snap separate in the bag.
Okay. The ones that's got this on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fish finder rig with 300-pound double crimp 32-inch 8/0 hook.
That's it. That one there is good for the catfishing.
Okay. Glad you told me. So I've got 1, 2, 3, about 4 of those. I will put these in the water this weekend if absolutely possible, which with me, it's going to have to be a tornado and a hurricane to stop me from going. You know how I am. But
oh, yeah,
I'm going to check these out on the river. Now, let's talk about some of these other rigs.
Sure.
I wasn't expecting to see this, man. That thing there, that triple hook rig, what do we got going on here?
All right, so I use those for striped bass fishing or going to get drums, stuff like that.
Okay.
I usually put a whole mackerel on each hook, cast it out, and I use a 12-ounce sinker.
Okay. Now, I catch a lot of bluefish, and I know you've dealt with bluefish, right?
Yep.
I know you have. And those suckers will chomp stuff in half quick. I mean, they'll take your finger off. Bluefish ain't no joke. So, would you suggest wire? Here's the thing. I use monofilament on them, but most of the time I'm throwing 80-pound mono on this, so believe it or not. I know that shocks you. I'd probably lose, I'm going to say 60% of the fish I hook up on with that 80
It's
pound.
because you're using 80-pound mono.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
it's just too thin of a leader line, right?
Right. I actually have I've actually gotten in more sharks with throwing that than I have bluefish. Bluefish bite me off faster than sharks do.
Yeah.
You know. Now,
don't have a problem with the 300s.
Well, that's good because I'm definitely going to be testing it out. Now, how would these rigs work? Which of these would you suggest to go? Say, like, I go out a lot after like Spanish mackerel and stuff.
Spanish mackerel?
Yeah.
Fish Spanish mackerel with a jig.
Okay. But I've actually thrown baits out down in Pensacola and Perdido Key, and I've had them hit cut bait.
Okay, so what you can do then is the rigs that have the swivels, like the shark rig setup that I got for you there.
Yeah.
Use the fish finder setup and put a float, like a pop bottle or whatnot, onto the end of that sinker snap. So it's a floating bait.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
All right.
So we do that with Mako sharks here. We run balloons or pop bottles or buoys, stuff like that.
A lot of the guys are running balloons now. I haven't done that yet. I've seen them do it. I haven't done it, and that's one of the ones I'm going to go after that I have not caught yet is a Mako.
A Mako, yeah.
I haven't been able to catch a Mako yet, but you don't get any Makos offshore. I mean inshore. You got to go out there.
The biggest Mako I've caught was from the beach.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of guys
short
catch
fin
them.
Mako.
I've seen a couple guys catch them down around Gulf Shores, and I think there was one caught at. This guy got one at the pier at Destin, at Fort Walton Beach. But I actually saw a great white shark hooked up there one time, and which really totally shocked me because I didn't even know they were in that area. I thought those things hung around in like West Coast around Central California, and
we have great whites up here at the Bay of Fundy.
Yeah,
but we're not allowed to target them. It's
no, you're not. Yep, cut the line.
Yeah,
but and a lot of people don't realize it. If they're gonna go down and target sharks in Florida, now here's the key word: target. If you're gonna go shark fishing in Florida, which I suggest anybody that's never done it, try it, because man, it's the time of your life. I'll tell you. Yeah, but if you go down there and you specifically are going to target sharks, you have to take that course, correct?
I never had to take a course. Again, I've been a commercial fisherman for over 20 years.
Okay. So, well, from what I've learned on it now, if you go out there and you're throwing out a rig that has a monofilament leader, okay, and FWC walks up on you and they have you reel in, you got a monofilament leader on there, you're fine. And if you hook a shark with that monofilament leader and you pull it in, you're fine. But once you throw a wire leader out there, then they cite you for specifically targeting sharks. You have to have that permit, which
really
it's an online thing. It's an online deal. You take it online.
What about stingrays? What about barracudas? What about fish that need, toothproof wire? How are they going to justify it and say that you're shark fishing? And you can tell them, I'm trying to catch rays.
I'm with you, but here's the thing.
Some rays are like 600 pounds. A guy on my Instagram sent me a video. He bought a few of my rigs and he caught a 350-pound ray. And that was down in Florida.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. Now, that being said, Florida Wildlife Commission, don't argue. There's that if you've got a wire leader on their nail, I don't know if they just passed this last year or whatever, but here's it's not a big deal. I mean, you go online, it takes you about 15 minutes to take this course online. You get a certificate, and then you can target sharks. Okay. Now, because the reason they have you take that course is because there's certain species of sharks that you're not even allowed to bring out of the water. You're not even allowed to raise their head out of the water.
Yep.
Because once a lot of people like to get out there, 2 or 3 guys, and pick it up out of the water and take the picture. Once you've done that, you're in violation. You have to go in
it could kill the shark, right? Some sharks are really temperamental. Like, for example, hammerhead sharks. I don't think anybody should be targeting hammerheads because once they put up, an hour-long fight, 2-hour-long fight, you get them in on the beach, they're dead.
Yeah,
I don't think
they
they should be targeted, but that's me.
Yeah. But
You
if you
know,
ever hook one of those, the best thing is to get out there as close as you can to it safely and cut that cotton picking leader. Just cut the leader.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you can't get to the hook safely, just cut the leader as close to the shark as you possibly can.
yep.
You know, but
I agree.
see, that's where we're
Now,
getting into a lot of the people who are beach goers that don't like fishermen.
okay.
You know, that's some of their biggest, and you know, some of the PETA people down there, uh, they raise all kinds of canes about you even fishing for sharks. Uh,
Hmm.
for the fact that you tell them, so, well, I'm not bringing it out of the water, I'm cutting the leader, and they go, yeah, but now it's running around with 15 hooks in its mouth. You know, them
That's
hooks rust
fine.
out.
That's fine because in Florida you're not allowed to use stainless steel hooks. You have to
Right,
have hooks
right.
that will
And
dissolve.
without that stainless
Yeah.
steel hook, you wouldn't believe how fast a hook will rust and fall apart in salt water.
It's
I've
usually
took,
within 8 months to a year. A 20-aught circle hook that's not stainless will rot
right,
out. Yeah.
right. I've actually went out there with pompano rigs with a 1/0 hook. Yeah, I mean, how you do the double rig pompano rigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I bought the cheap ones from Bass Pro and go out there and fish all day. And you know, when you come in off the beach, you rinse all the salt water off your rods and clean them up real good stuff. But it seems like I always forget those hooks. And if you buy those cheap hooks from Bass Pro, and
Oh, they're
I've been down
rusted
there
right
with
out.
fishing all day and get up the next morning, boom, they're gone. I mean, it'll
Yep.
actually rust the points and the barbs up overnight to where they're you can't use them. They're
The
crap.
garbage. Yep. So
Yep.
I do a lot of saltwater fishing. I don't do any freshwater. I've gotten into the habit of rinsing all my gear when I was done fishing in fresh water. Like
You
I'll buy
yeah.
bottle bottles of water, dip my gear in it, wrap my gear up, and put it away. I
Yep.
avoid any.
I spent a lot of money on rods and reels before I figured that out. I mean, you've got every time if you go to that beach with it, even if it doesn't get if you say, well, I never got it near the water or I didn't get water on it, just
The
yeah, you better
moisture
clean
in the
it up.
air at the beach, yeah,
Yeah,
is enough to
because
do
it
it.
will
Like
eat.
for example, I got a 16-aught reel. You know, every
Right,
time we go fishing with it, I'm catching marlin, swordfish, big shark, stuff like that. That reel gets dunked into a bucket of fresh water right on the boat.
got to.
Put away. We put
It'll
the reel
ruin them.
cover
It'll
on it.
ruin them.
Off we go. Yep.
So you basically got me set up for with the fish finder rigs to use those on the river. We're going to test those
Yep.
out on catfish for you, okay?
I only sent you down enough just to tie you over. I'm releasing my catfish gear on Monday.
Okay,
I
cool.
have I have bumping rigs and I have Santee Cooper rigs coming out. I
Okay,
got
you
the
got
bigger
gear and all
Santee
that?
rigs. The bigger ones are going to be made out of 300-pound mono. I'm going to make my bumping rigs 150 pound. Plus
Okay,
my tees that I made, they're the 300-pound mono for
okay.
bumping. Yeah, I do.
Well,
I
that's why I
posted a
wanted to go
video on
there.
my YouTube, and so people can see.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go check out his channel for sure, and start checking out some of this these rigs that he's making. Because man, I'm excited about them. I am. And what's killing me is the ones that I'm most excited about. I'm not. They're going to be sitting around here in this because I store them in this camper because this is what I take to Florida. And
Okay.
anything I'm taking to Florida, it stays in here, so it don't get left in the house. So when this
So
camper goes to Florida, these rigs will be in it.
all right. So when I send down the catfish stuff, I'm going to send you down something just for you for a big shark while you're down in Florida. That there
Fantastic.
is a small shark rig. That's my smallest.
Okay.
That's for catching blue shark or black reef tips. I'll send you
Well,
one down. That's 1,000-pound mono, 900-pound cable, and a 20
okay.
aught circle hook.
Fantastic. But you
Yeah.
know, I mostly target the smaller ones like the black tips. My black tips are my favorite as spinners. The thing about spinners, man, those things are hard to keep on the hook because they come out the
Mm,
water and they put on a show.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
and
same with Makos. Makos will jump, 15,
yeah,
16 feet in the air, right?
but anybody that's ever seen a spinner shark come out of the water, they'll understand why it's called a spinner shark. Because they
Yeah.
come out, man, they're just twirling in the air, and it is so cool to hook up. Even if you don't get it in, it's cool to hook up on one and watch the show whenever you start putting pressure on that shark.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
man, they go back crap crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about checking out these catfish rigs. And I'm definitely going to try to hit them real hard this weekend.
Good,
And,
good. Like I said, I'll send you out another box this week.
okay,
Hopefully I can get a shirt and a hat in there for you as well.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
All
And
right.
you
So
guys all make
anytime,
sure you go check
again,
out.
anytime you need any gear or anything from me, just shoot me an email, give me a call.
Okay,
I'll send it down to you. Not a problem.
sure will, man. We're gonna use it up and show everybody what it'll do,
All
without
right.
a doubt. Um,
Well, you might as well drive your truck into the river and then haul it out with that big rig, and then you know, proof's in the pudding, right?
yeah. And see, that was the question I had here on the fish finder rigs. Okay, because I always tie my weight up on a really light. Because where I fish at, it's rocky bottom. I'm talking about huge, big rocks, and these catfish
Yep.
are laying all up between them rocks. When I throw out there, I usually throw a three-way rig with a heavy monoliter going to the hook and a
Yep.
light monoliter going to the sinker. Because that sinker,
Yeah.
when you
A
throw it out
breakaway
there,
line.
it's gone. I mean, when you cast out, you're of a mind to know that you're not getting that back. It's a sacrificial weight to get out there and catch that fish. So when I use these fish finder rigs, have you got these set up? I haven't looked at one of them yet to where I can attach that lighter leader to it for the breakaway
Here,
rig.
Danny, look.
Okay.
The three-way bumping rig, 300-pound mono.
Okay.
All right, that's what you're talking about. You use a three-way. It would be a smaller one, but these are the big heavy-duty ones.
Okay. Now that's the
Yeah,
ones you made the video of you was making the other night where you made some of the longer ones and some of the shorter ones, correct?
these are the shorter ones. This
Yeah.
one here is the long one.
Okay. Okay.
So I just scrapped that, and then I went with the short ones.
Yeah, I think either one of them would be fine without a doubt. But personally, I think I like the shorter one better. Um,
Yep.
you know,
So what I'll do,
for conditions I'm in.
I'll send you down like 20 of these,
Okay. Okay.
right? And then I'll make some up out of the 150-pound mono, and then I'll send them down to you too. It'll have a 40-pound breakaway for your weight.
Sounds good, brother. Well,
Yeah.
is there anything about any of your other stuff that you want to talk about?
I can make pretty much anything. I've been doing this for pretty much my entire life.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start looking at chat now. Is anybody got any questions for him about any of his tackle or gear or anything as far as what he makes and how to get it from him? You know, no, didn't cover stick. Hello, everyone. I'm trying to look to see some of the people. I'm trying to find some of my saltwater fishermen in here. I know Lance McCoo guy is. But yeah, pretty much, man. I wanted to come on here tonight just to show everybody uh, what all I got this week, and I was really excited about what you sent me. Now, are these
Yeah.
the circle hooks you sent me? Are those 6/0
Those are sevens.
sevens? Okay,
Sevens. Yeah. They're Highliner tackle. They're based out of Florida.
okay, okay. Now, what part of Florida are you around? Because I never have really found that out.
When I was in Florida, I was actually in Miami.
Okay, so you're way down
Yeah.
further than I go because I work the Panhandle.
Yeah. It's all the same shit there. I was trying to get down to Corpus Christi, Texas for
Yeah.
the drum competition, but I never made it due to COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Well, everybody else is pretty much just okay. Fracture Fix wants to know: do you have a storefront?
I don't have a storefront. I do this all from my house. I have an online store.
Online store. Okay. But absolutely, you guys, there's it's all mine. Posted the link to your channel on there for Down East Tackle. You guys absolutely go check him out. But man, I just wanted to do a real quick display of what all came in today. I appreciate Becca for the gift card. I thank you, Scott Swift and Joy Stewart for the tackle bag. And man, I tell you what, I can't wait to get on the river this weekend and try these rigs out. Absolutely. I'm
Perfect.
going to be there. And if you don't mind, I'm probably going to, when you send me the the other ones you send, I'm gonna throw a couple of those at Richard Cluck from Fisherman Freedom and let
Do
him
what you
try
need to
them out.
do, man. It's your gear.
Okay. And I'm gonna get him to try a couple of them out, and he reaches out to a lot of people too, because
Okay.
he throws that slider rig for Lance McCoo guy. He does that for him, the slider rig, the Hawaiian
Yeah.
rig, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna throw a couple of them at him, and me and him are gonna put them to the test, brother. And I can tell you right
Sweet.
now, there's no way I'm gonna hurt them.
Hmm.
The only thing I'm gonna do is because they're built heavier than actually the main line on my rods, so that'd be my biggest fear is my main line not be able to hold up to your rigs.
Yeah. Like I'm watching all you guys doing the catfishing, and everybody's talking about using mono, and I'm like, why don't people go with braid? You know, mono does chafe against rocks and it will snap. Braid,
Yeah.
a real high end braid like Cortland or Jerry Brown or Gen 3 Diamond by Highliner.
Right.
That braid will not fray. You
Well,
can
here's the
hardly
thing.
cut it with a pair of scissors.
Man, I've been respooling rods all day today, and I respooled them all with braid. And I tell you what, I wore out a pair of scissors sitting there just gnawing on them, and I finally had to just take a cigarette lighter and burn it in half. I couldn't
Yeah,
cut the crap.
yeah.
But
Like I'll give you an example. Gen 3 Diamond Braid by Highliner, 130-pound test is
yeah,
equaled the 30-pound mono.
yeah.
So, like, I don't understand why people aren't using it. Maybe it's the cost. Who knows, right? But you know, I do a lot of saltwater fishing. I'm fishing the Bay of Fundy, which has 50-foot tides, and it's all rock.
Well, I
And
won't
I'm
in
fishing.
saltwater. I'm strictly braid in saltwater. Strictly
Yeah,
braid. Absolutely, because and I spooled up today on a couple of my lighter rods. I spooled them up with a 50-pound saltwater braid that I actually
yeah.
got from I don't know if you've ever heard of Brant Peacher.
No.
He's up around Pensacola and stuff. There's Brant Peacher and Jack Motley and them. Uh,
Okay.
Brant is the one that gave me that spool of braid, and he also gave me a Pin Fierce 2 reel the last time I was down there because we were
Okay.
fishing down there along the coast, and he come up and was talking to us, and we got to talking. And I've been a subscriber of his for a long time, and I've commented on practically every video he's ever made. So when he saw me, he knew I was, and man, he walked up and handed me a big giant spool of 50-pound saltwater braid, and he handed me a brand new Pin Fierce 2 4,000 reel in the box.
4,000. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me the 4,000. He went over because he was dragging the beach cart, and he had that reel in the box in a bag, and he reached there and grabbed it out and said, "Here, man, I want you to have that." I'm like, "Cool." And believe it or not, I've been wearing catfish out with that thing.
Mm, nice. Nice. What I'll do is I gotta order a roll of Cortland braid anyway because I gotta do a lot of respooling on my stuff before the
Right.
season starts. What I'll do is I'll send down 1,500 yards Cortland hollow core to you,
Okay,
and
cool, bud.
just try it out on the catfishing and stuff, and then
Yeah.
yeah, you'll see a big difference.
But see what I'm saying? The biggest catfish that I caught in 2021, every one of them, because all these guys making an argument against braid, I can cast that
Yep.
braid way further than I can mono, for one thing. All right. But every big catfish I landed this year was on braid, every one of them. And I'm fishing in heavy, heavy rocks. And I mean big
Mhm.
time. And I've landed I don't remember breaking off a big catfish. I've lost them right at the bank whenever I would reach down to grab them and the hook would come out. But I
Mhm.
never broke braid on them, even with them
Like
rubbing
I,
those rocks.
like I'll give you an example. I spool with a 130-pound test, right?
Yeah,
You know, I'm pulling in 400, 500-pound fish for the whole season.
exactly.
You know, I'm talking, 40, 50, 60 fish. The braid is still like new.
Yeah.
If you do that with mono, the mono stretches so much and it loses, its give.
Yeah.
So that we all switched over from mono to braid.
Yeah. Okay. Now that you brought that up, the with the shiny parts of these crimps, have
Yep,
you ever had a problem with bluefish attacking those?
never,
Never? Because I had
never.
a
They,
guy down
they
there tell me, he
always
said,
go
"You
after the bait.
cannot."
If you're using good bait, they'll go after it.
Yeah. There was a guy there told me, he said, man, he said, you can't throw that out there with them shiny crimps on there, because when you're out there, if a fish grabs a hold of the bait down here on the hook and he starts pulling on it and that little shiny piece starts wiggling, he said, them bluefish are going to just tear that to pieces. Never had it happen to me.
That bluefish will not drop the bait out of its mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he argued
So
with me and argued with me, and I told him, I said, man, I've never had a bluefish attack that. He said, yeah, they will. So I wanted your expert opinion on that, because this guy here was just blowing smoke.
So here's what I found. I've used the copper crimps before, the double barrel. They got a coating on them. They're like a black color. I've used them, and I found that the rigs were failing because the crimps were failing. I stopped using those crimps. The salt water breaks them down. So if I'm making freshwater rigs, I can use those crimps. But I always go with the aluminum crimps.
Now, here's another thing I wanted to ask you about. Okay. And I've done it myself because, you know, guys told me about it, but where the wire leader attaches to the hook. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of them down there are taking black electrical tape and starting about halfway on the shank and taping that up and stiffening that up. And they said for two reasons.
You don't want that. You do not want that hook state. You want that hook to move. You don't want it to be straight.
Well,
so the reason they're putting electrical tape, or the reason that they're putting heat shrink on it, is so you don't prick your finger by the little cut off tag end on the haywire twist. Okay. Mine don't have that. Rub your fingers up and down it. You won't get pricked by it.
Oh yeah, I see that. But see, man, when you're talking,
so most people will use pliers and cut them, right? And they will cause a little sharp edge.
Old school fishermen down there that know everything. There was one guy actually told me, he said he tapes that wire leader up because the shark can sense the metal in it whenever he bites.
The sharks will sense the metal regardless. Stainless steel, brass.
That's what I'm saying. Man, when you're dealing with some of those people down there, they throw you some of the craziest stuff, man.
Will sense the metal in the water. The aluminum crimps, the hook. That's something you'll never get away with.
Yeah.
You know, you put a big juicy bait on there, they don't really give a shit about the scent of the metal in the water.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my favorite thing to do. You'll see me, and I've got some videos I've made of it, but this year will be the first year that I'm gonna go to Florida and I'm gonna live stream the whole thing. Sweet. But what I generally do is I'll go out and I will set up 2 rods set up for sharks. Those will sit dormant, and then I'll have 2 or 3 rods that I'm throwing out for. I'm trying to catch pompano, but mainly I'm targeting whiting. And any bigger whiting, any of the bigger whiting, they go in the cooler because I'm eating those big things. But in fact,
I'll send you down some whiting rigs and some pompano rigs too.
Yeah, but the smaller whiting, man, I'll take those things, chop them dead in half, hook that head with half that body on there, and you sling it out there on that shark rig. And you better be close by because it's not going to take but a minute, and they're going off on it.
Yep.
I've actually had to back off and just throw 1 rod out because the worst mistake I ever made is I baited up 2 shark rods and threw them out past the second sandbar. Because when you're coming off the beach, you'll have a trough and then a sandbar, and sometimes you have another trough and then another sandbar. I'll cast it out past that second sandbar. Okay, and I grabbed the other rod, and by the time I casted it out and stuck it back in the rod holder, I look over and the first rod is bent and peel and drag. You go to start dealing with it, and you look back over to and then the other one's doing it too, and then they start crisscrossing, and then you got a world of mess, man.
Yep.
And I've had that happen a number of times. A lot of times when I'm targeting sharks, I'll have 2 rods loaded up and ready to go, but I only throw 1 of them at a time because the last thing you want to do is get hooked up on 2 sharks at the same time.
Yeah,
for me, and that's my opinion. You know, there may be people out there said, no, I'll do it. I said, if you're comfortable with it, by all means. I'm just telling you what I won't do, you know. But always keep me 2 rods loaded up and ready to throw. You know, if like I said, I was always throwing lighter, which I know you're telling me I'm wrong for doing that, but I was just doing it because most of the time I'm going there, I take catfish tackle down to the beach, and the biggest thing I throw on for a leader for catfish is 80-pound mono, and I was throwing 5-foot leaders with that 80 pound. And I've landed some pretty decent sharks, but I'm not going to land anything big with that. You know it, and I know. I'm going to land the small bonnet heads, the sharp nose, small black tips, the smaller fish like that. But if you ever hook up
On
on
80
something
pound.
big, man, it's gone.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to have a problem this year. I can tell you that one.
I can see that, man. And I tell you what, I'm really excited
All I'm
about
going to
getting
say, Danny, all I'm going to say is you're going to need a big reel. I'm sending you down 1,000-pound shark setup, a rig. You're
Okay.
going to need a big reel.
All right.
Like,
So you think
I use spinning reels when I'm at the beach. I have a Stella, I have an Okuma, I have a Saltiga. I use those. When I'm on the boat, I'm using a 16-aught, my Avith. It's, here in Canada, we have yellowfin tuna, and they get up, they're massive, as big as your truck.
yeah.
Right? So, yeah. Now, if you're going down there to Florida, you're going to end up hooking into a tiger or something down there.
Yeah.
They're not small sharks.
No, they're not. And I generally stay away from those as much as I can because, to me, I mean, I go after the smaller sharks. Those great big ones, people get the adrenaline rush and the thrill. That's what they're going for. And they go after the big sharks because they love the thrill of catch those big sharks. For me, it's not worth the risk of harm to the shark or to me or my gear. And plus, with the stuff I've got right now, I've got nothing that's going to handle anything that big as far as the rods and reels. I don't have anything that's going to handle that, and I know that.
I'll have to
go
down to the boat and see what's down there for an extra reel. If I can find something for you, like at least 6-aught or 7-aught or something, you got a whole hell of a lot of a better chance to haul in a 400-pound shark, right?
Yeah. See, I got broke off twice last year, to the point where I'm going to say broke off. He spooled. I got spooled twice because the reel wasn't heavy enough. I didn't have. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I've got one video of that one window. The first shark that I hooked up with on that one video, that what I called fishing in a hurricane or something like that. I can't remember what I titled it. But the first shark I hooked up on, I had 500 yards of braid on there. And that reel,
spooled the entire thing.
With the drag turned all the way down, it was like it might as well not even been on. Because I was holding on, and man, he was dragging me and just steady screaming. And when he got to the end of that, if you listen to the video, you'll hear the pop. Sounds like a 22 going off.
Wow.
Yeah, he spooled 500 yards on me and took it like he didn't even know I was there. I couldn't do nothing.
Well, here's a story for you. When I was up striper fishing last year, threw my bait in the water, got my rod in the rod holder, and off I went. Now, I'm using, I think I used my Avith up there. Yes, I did. So I think I'm running 80 pound on the Avith, and it's a hollow core. And I just remember my rod going over, and it spooled and spooled and spooled, and the drag would not touch it. So, I lost everything, and I was like, oh, okay, this kind of sucks. So I got to researching. We have white sturgeon up where we're fishing for our stripers.
Really?
So I was like, yep, must have been a sturgeon.
That'd be my guess. That absolutely be my guess.
Yeah.
A lot of them guys down there, they like targeting the grouper. Okay.
Yeah, Goliath grouper. Yeah.
I have really no desire to go up against the Goliath because number one, I've got degenerative bone disease in my spine. That fish is gonna.
You would be fish food for the fish. It would pull you over or drag you in the water.
I'll go black grouper, strawberry grouper, one of those like that, or those smaller species. But those things, they're still, man. Your arms will be sore the next day if you get into a good one.
Yeah. Well, what are they like? 100, 150 pounds, and they'll fight and fight and fight and fight and fight, and then you can reel them in. Yeah.
I've got on black grouper before that. Man, I'll tell you what, I would fight them for 20, 30 minutes. And the next day, I'd feel like somebody had just took a baseball bat and beat my arm. I would get up in the morning, I'd be like, oh, I couldn't even work. My hands would be all messed up from sitting there holding that reel and cranking. And
Yeah.
man, they'll kick your butt.
Oh, for
And so I hear
sure.
a lot of these guys go, "Oh, my dream is to go down there and catch a Goliath." I'm like, "You go right after them, buddy,
I'll
because I
watch
tell you
you.
what, you better bring a couple buddies and a belt tied around your back, because those things aren't a joke, man. They don't
Yeah.
play." I've
Yeah.
never tried to hook up. I've never hooked up on one. Never tried to hook up on one. I know a couple guys that did, and one guy uh, was holding underneath the rod like this and had it in a belt rig
Yep.
that strapped on him. And when he pulled down at the edge of the boat, his hand got between the rod and the gunnel of the
And the
boat,
boat.
and
Oh,
man, it broke every one of his fingers. Just
yeah.
crushed them with that rod. And I said, no, that's not for me. I'll pass. Thank you.
So we had the bright idea going sword fishing. Okay.
Yeah.
With rod and
I've
reel,
never done
not with a
that
long
either.
line. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be interesting. There's four of us on the boat, and we hook into an 800-pound swordfish. We have a
Yeah.
chair. I'm strapped into the chair. I have the belt, the rod belt on, and 2.5 hours of me trying to fight this swordfish. No. So I hand it off to the other guy there. It was almost 5 hours of getting that fish in.
Yeah.
It was
You
pretty
pretty those
bad.
big fish, uh, man, you got to have a tag team thing going there.
Yeah,
They'll wear
like
you
we had
out.
to switch out. It was like I was done. Like I didn't have the energy to gaff it to bring it onto the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do this year is I never really thought of taking videos and stuff while we were out fishing on the boat. Just, I'm there to fish. I could give a shit less about taking videos. But if that's what you guys are interested in, I'll chuck a
Absolutely,
GoPro
man.
on and you
I
guys
would
can
love to.
check out a 4-hour fight or something.
I mean, if you fish for you, that's the number one thing. But man, if you could get some video footage of some of that, man, people would eat that up. They'd love to watch it. Myself personally, I would love to watch it.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
we'll go for yellowfin tuna. We'll go for shark, blue shark, mako. We'll
I
go
mean,
for
to,
swordfish.
yeah, to me, it's a
Yeah,
lot more fun to watch somebody that I know uh,
do it.
catching
Yeah,
those species versus just scrolling through YouTube and finding, okay, I want to find somebody who's catching this, and you don't know that guy, you don't know nothing about him, but when you know that guy and you're watching him, to me it just adds a whole lot to it. So yeah,
yeah,
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see you start getting some footage of some of that.
yeah.
I mean, by
I'll make
all
sure I
means,
get
don't let
some
it interfere
loaded
with
up for
your
this
fishing.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do have a 7-day trip planned, so I'll try to GoPro, get as much footage of that.
Yeah,
So,
just throw it up there. If you get footage, you get footage. If you don't, you don't. Either way, you get to fish.
well, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do my best to try to get as much footage as I can, but I do not let it interfere with my fishing. You know,
Mhm.
I try to get footage for people because that's what they want. But you know, they get tired of when you just got a video saying, "Hold it up." The fight's over. They didn't get to see the takedown. They didn't get to see the fight, and you're holding a big fish up, going, "Look at the one I just got." They're like, "Okay, how'd
Yeah.
you do it?" They want to see the whole kit and caboodle. So we tried.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything. So, but like I said, I will throw a couple of these rigs to Richard,
Yeah.
and I'll try to get him. I'd like to go out on a trip where me and him go out together, and he could try different baits and different techniques with them that I do, because he fishes a little different than me, but we generally get
Okay.
the same results.
All right. Like I said, I'll send you up another box full of goodies there, and I'll
Fantastic,
be
man.
all weekend. I'll be making rigs, so that's what I do all
Okay.
winter. Yeah,
Well,
every
when we
day,
start fishing
rigs,
with them this
rigs, rigs.
weekend, I'm definitely going to put the word out on you for your
Perfect.
rig. Let everybody know what I'm using.
All righty.
Okay. But
Awesome,
that's
Danny.
pretty much it. I appreciate you, man, and
All
thanks
right,
for all
man.
you
Have a
do.
good one.
And we'll put it to good use.
All right,
All
buddy.
right.
Enjoy.
All right. Let's see you. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I wanted to come on just for a minute just to show you what I got. And I'm for first time now. What time is it? I want to try it for one night in the past month to get to bed before 11 o'clock because I've been staying up till 2 every night and it's starting to wear me down. And I need to get some rest, especially these late night fishing trips. They've been killing me. So we're going to close it down right there. Thank all y'all for hanging out with us. Thank you for coming and looking at everything we got here. I'm going to be testing these rigs out this weekend, and I will probably be going live, most likely on that. At the very least, I'll be videoing it. So I've got a couple more videos in the can right now that I've got to finish editing up and get those out to you. And we're going to try to get some more footage. I am going to start getting back into, or trying to get back into, doing more production videos where I film it and you guys may not get to see all of it while it's happening. But I like doing the production videos because I can do those and make them a little shorter versus the live streams where I'm going 4, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time. Because most of the time, the only people that get to see that are the ones that's watching it while it's happening. Very few people that I know of are going to go back and watch an 8-hour video, a replay of a live stream. So for that reason, I've got to start getting back into the production videos and start getting more of those for y'all. I have tried to take a couple of the live streams and download them, chop them up, pull the good parts out, and throw that out for you. I don't like doing that for the simple fact that everybody's already seen, or a lot of people's already seen that happen live. So those people aren't really wanting to go back and watch something they've already seen. So we're going to start hiding some stuff from y'all now when we go fishing. We're going to have the live stream won't be going on, but we'll have 3 or 4 cameras set up if we can, phones or whatever, and getting some footage, and we'll come home, piece it together. And if y'all know me, I'm not one of the professional production video makers. You know, I don't put soundtracks on my stuff, which I probably will start doing that someday. Number one, I don't have the experience for it. I don't have the software to do it. I've got the simplest laptop with a basic video editing program in it that came with it. And so what you get when you watch me is you're getting just bare knuckle, bare bones. You'll see me come on there and you'll see me catching the fish, show you the fish, throw it back, and we'll move on to the next one. You know, I don't put the soundtracks behind it. I don't put all the fancy stuff, which I may someday when I get smart enough to do that. I'm not knocking on people. There's a spot right there, isn't it? You got to go. There, that'll work. But anyways, I don't do the fancy stuff yet, mainly because I don't know how. And number two, I don't have the software, the equipment to do it. So I'm about as simple as you get. We call it caveman fishing when you're fishing with Dan. Because that's what you're going to get, okay? But I'm tired. I've got to put all this stuff back in the packages. And with that spring-loaded thing right there, that's going to take a minute to get that rolled back up and get it back in the package. Thank y'all for stopping by and seeing me. We're looking forward to fishing this weekend. I do have some videos I'm working on now. Let me get those finished up. They're going to be short clips, and we'll post those for you too. All right? So thank y'all for coming out. Down East Voodoo Dan out. We'll see y'all. Have a good night.